This is your second stimulus check update today. We have pretty good news. Donald Trump hinting that he may have to extend the $600 a week employment bonus if nothing is agreed upon by the end of the week. He said that today in an interview. So we could actually see that $600 per week extension on unemployment be extended if the Democrats and Republicans cannot come to an agreement on a bill by the end of the week. Going back to the HEALS Act, we have, keep in mind that if you have child support, a death before January 1st, or if someone is in prison, no stimulus check. You do not get the $1,200 if one of those requirements. If you are on child support, it will be garnished and goes towards your child support. You will not get the check. So I want to go over kind of the bill of everything and just kind of the negotiations on both sides and show you guys kind of that we're closer than we think on where the two sides stands and kind of where we need to come together. So on the Democrat side, what they want, state and local government funding, right? But it's negotiable. They're willing to negotiate on that. They want state and local funding, but they're negotiable. They also want the $600 unemployment boost extended. That's a red line for them. They are saying we want the $600 employment boost, red line in the sand. We want that, right? Another thing that the Democrats want is liability protections, only if there's also worker protections. That is also negotiable on their sides. They're okay with liability protections, but only if they get the worker protections as well, right? Some things that are already confirmed on both sides, right? We have $105 billion for schools. The way that that's broken up is $10 billion for private schools, $65 to $70 billion for public schools. We have $25 to $30 billion for colleges. We also know that we're getting a $1,200 stimulus check. PPP round 2, if revenue under 50% from last year. We have an employee retention credit. There's also a work opportunity tax credit. Gig workers can get aid and still be 1099. Federal student loan changes. We have some changes on those sides. So all of that is already confirmed. That's on both sides agreed upon that. We shouldn't see any huge massive changes on any of those fronts. Those are already things that are confirmed on the bill. On the opposing side, on the Republican side, what they want is liability protections. That's their red line in the sand. They're not negotiable on that. They want liability protections. They also want the $200 unemployment boost, then that 70% mark that we talked about in the last video to kick in October. However, they're negotiable on that. So as you can see, the way that kind of lines up, the red line for the Democrats is $600 unemployment boost, whereas on the Republican side, the $200 unemployment boost, they're negotiable on. So they can negotiate that down, or they can just go with the Democrat side, say, okay, fine, we'll give you that if you are willing to go with liability protections, which the Democrats already said, liability protections they're negotiable on if they can get the worker protections as well. So kind of looking at both sides, we're not as far off as the media is making it sound. There's only a few things really that we're disputing on, and on both sides, one is negotiable, the other's negotiable. Red line, red line. We're pretty close. The media is making it sound like this is not going to get done anytime soon. We're probably a little bit closer than you think. There's not that many differences on each side, right? So on the other end, what's likely to not happen, but we're probably not getting confirmed in the bill. We're not getting any hero funding or essential funding for essential workers. Unfortunate. I know we wanted to see heroes and essential workers get some type of extra boost, something going towards them, but it's just not likely to happen. Neither side is having any red lines, any negotiations, nothing on that end. It's just not likely. We're also not likely to get a payroll tax or any kind of SALT deduction tax. Salt tax deduction, sorry. So we're just not likely to get any of those, unfortunately. It's not on either side. So going back to what I was saying earlier, Trump was asked questions about unemployment, and he said that if it wasn't extended by the end of the week, he would extend the $600 unemployment boost. So keep in mind, Trump has a tendency to kind of say, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. We'll get it done, right? He's also taking the stance of he just wants to stay out of the debate, honestly. He wants the Democrats and the Republicans to just kind of figure it out, right? He's trying to stay out of it as much as possible. He also said that the current bill is somewhat semi-irrelevant. So keep in mind that he's not super in on it. He's trying to stay out of the debate, get them figured out. But he did say if they don't figure something out on unemployment, that we could see it extended, that 600 boost, which is interesting for him to say. The Congressional Budget Office found that household spending stayed at pre-pandemic levels, likely due to the $600 unemployment boost. People had money, so the household spending stayed at pre-pandemic levels. That's huge. That's really good. It's a good sign, a good arguing point to use to support that $600 extra stimulus on top of the unemployment. So we also just know that it seems much more close than the media is making it out to be. We could see kind of all these things line up. I pointed out for you where they're different, where they're likely, what's happening, what's not. We're close. I just want to let you guys know that we have that extra 600 employment that Donald Trump was talking about. So keep that in mind. I'll keep you guys up to date. I would ask that you guys consider subscribing if you like this content. It helps me out a ton, makes it so that I can continue to make these update videos, keep you guys up to date. So if you do like the content, please just hit that subscribe button down below. If you also want to leave a like on the video, that helps me out. Leave a comment down below as well. Let me know what you guys think about this extra 600 employment boost that Donald's saying could be done by the end of the week if they don't figure something out. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night. I'll keep you guys up to date in the morning.